Okay, so this is going to be my graphic equalizer. I'm a bit frustrated because I spent all day trying to figure out something that was going wrong with the filter. For some reason, only the 32 kilohertz sampling frequency would work. All other sampling frequencies just either didn't work or worked like 10%. And for no reason, it, nothing I did seemed to help. I actually found out the best thing for me to do was to just clean and build the whole Code Composer workspace that I have loaded up on here. So that means it pretty much wiped out the binary file that I was programming with and did everything from scratch. And I think that's what fixed it. I am unsure. I only say this for just future reference if this ever happens again, if you have another student that comes with to you with this problem, to have them clean and build the project. That's essentially just as fundamental of a debugging solution as turning it off and on again. Anyway, so to test the graphic equalizer, I'm using some Gaussian noise. Um, it's it's Gaussian, so the spectrometer on the right shows the more Gaussian nature of the signal. We have very high intensity frequencies around this range because the sound file is at I believe a 96 kilohertz sample rate. So the main chunk of noise is actually way off in here in this area of the spectrum, which we can't even see in my program. But in order to make things look a bit more even, I have a plot over here also that's been sort of scaled to mitigate that Gaussian slope. I suppose I could use non-Gaussian noise, but I don't care. So let's try changing some of the values of the bandpass filter. So let's load this up. I need to open MATLAB because I'm actually doing this on two computers. So I've got Code Composer on my laptop, which is what my DSP board's hooked up to. And I'm also playing audio from my laptop to the DSP board. And then I'm analyzing everything on my desktop, which is what you can see. So, alright. Hopefully everything is up to date since I've got technically two of these going at once. Stuff can get funky, so let's close the one on my laptop here. Goodbye. And then here we're gonna change some of these things. So let's lob off the high band. I'll make that 0 and the mid band. Generate the coefficients and look at the plots from those coefficients. This is our frequency response based on the filter taps that we gathered. And it's single-sided, because having double-sided filters doesn't work for this technique for some reason. It just doesn't work. Negative frequencies don't exist in real life, therefore they don't exist here. I guess that's the moral of the story. Okay, so we see these values change. We should see 119 coefficients, so that's 118 plus the 0th, which follows the sampling frequency we want, 48 kilohertz. Okay, I am going to make sure everything is loaded up on my laptop the same. So these match. I'm going to flash the board, which is much faster than debugging. And since the code that I'm running in Code Composer is just a circular buffer and a magic black box that is the time-based filter, I don't really care about being in debug mode. Okay, so everything should have loaded in and it should be outputting audio. And waha, look at that! We've got some attenuation right where we want it. Okay, if we look at our MATLAB plots, let's see, we're getting pretty much from 0, right? Yeah. From 0 to about 2,000, and then 6,000 to 12,000. So let's see. There's our 2,000, There's our 6,000, and there's our 12,000. Perfect. All right. One more. We'll do one more. And this time we'll do something that's not just zeros. So why not 0.2, 1, good, that's fine. We'll do 0.5, and then we'll do 0.4, and then 0.8. Why not? Let's just see how that looks. There we go. And let's look at these frequencies. So again, the 0 part is actually down here. So this is the sort of the second to last bandpass part of the graphic equalizer. It's going from about 500 to about 2,000. This one goes from 2,000 to 6,000. This one goes from 6,000 to 1,200. This one goes from 1,200 to the maximum 24. Okay, so we're gonna hold on to this. This is important, and let's make sure our coefficients match up. I have to refresh this, and then wait sometimes an eternity for OneDrive to update that file. I'm writing these files from this MATLAB to a folder in OneDrive, which is also connected to the folder, or which is also connected to my laptop's OneDrive, and I'm reading the file in Code Composer. So, for some reason though, OneDrive likes to be a pain in the butt and take forever. Oh man, come on. Sue Microsoft. It's downloading 0 kilobytes of 3.2 kilobytes. Luckily, if this is a video like I plan it to be, you can fast forward and just until this screen changes. Fast forward until this screen changes, essentially. Otherwise, you can hang out with me while I wait. Just going to be real bold. It's one file, OneDrive. Come on, it's not that hard. I think I literally had one of these take 10 minutes. There it is, yay, okay. And, oh, I said I would change, so. Alright, and we're going to flash the DSP board with the new filter. Ta-da! Yeah, things don't look too amazing when you do just decimal, like, percentages. Okay, so we want this guy. So yeah, we got basically nothing on the left here. Remember, whenever this was going before, we had plenty of color in that area. So that means that that first part that was attenuated down to 0.2. Then we've got our big boy here from 500 to I think 2,000. So let's see, there's a 500, and then 2,000 is about right there. So that you can sort of make out a rectangle there. And then you can also sort of make out a rectangle here, which I believe is going to be this part. And those are hard to tell, but I believe I can see a frequency right there, like a bridge right there. It looks like it's at about 6,000, which I think is exactly where we have that one. Yep. And then from 12,000 to 24, this actually only goes up to about 20,000. So there's our 12-ish. Yep, you can see that little line right there. Hopefully the video compression doesn't turn that to junk. You can see that line. But then it goes off to 24K, which we can't actually see in the spectrum. So, in any case, why don't we change our sampling frequency? Let's bring it down to the good old 32 kilohertz sampling frequency. Just for fun. And hopefully this time it won't break. Okay. We can see our different frequency bands. There's our low pass filter first band pass, second band pass, third band pass, and the high pass. Okay, those changed. Oh, and look, OneDrive took care of it like immediately, so we're good to go. I first have to change the sampling frequency inside the DSP config file, so that'll take me just a moment. Alright, save. And here we go. Flash. Hooray! Okay. And we notice we have this dead zone right here. That's because we're at FS over 2 at around 16 kilohertz, which is right there. So, nothing, right? We should expect that. Okay, let's bring up our plot again. Ta-da! This is about 300, which is about right here. Yep, good on us. And what's next? 1400-ish, 1300, and I believe it's going to be right there, isn't it? No, oof, hard to tell. Maybe right there. Yeah, kind of around this area, a little bit. And then we can see there's that one right there. This big rectangle is probably that part, but again, kind of hard to tell. 4,000. It's right about there. And I'm not gonna lie, I can't really see it, so that's gonna be a bit of a I trust the filter is working kind of scenario. And then about 8,000, which is probably right there. Yep. And then, of course, the highest frequency. Since this is the high-pass filter, this is the FS over 2 frequency, which is about 16K, and of course there it is. But we're not really driving anything low up here. It just doesn't exist. So, that is my demonstration for the graphic equalizer. Thank you for watching. Next we'll move on to the notch filter. Yes. All right.